I tell you, yesterday was a long day, both here at the station and on social media, because so many people saw the hurricane moving due west, 5-6 miles an hour, coming west, going, whoa, this thing's not going to turn. It's just not going to turn. Well, I tell you, the physics of the atmosphere, steering currents come into play, and you kind of have to see how things will look a day or two down the road. It was pretty obvious that the storm would slow down and stop and kind of wait for a trough. And so far, that forecast is pretty much working out on spot. So the FutureCast model kind of agrees with all the other models, and really all models to this point keep the hurricane just off our east coast. Watch what happens when the storm moves north of our latitude. We start getting some dry air coming in from the west and northwest, and we may stay essentially rain-free for a couple of days. And after a long, wet summer, we can use many days of rain-free weather. The rainy season is still here, so it'll start rainy again, but probably not until the upcoming weekend. Starting to lose some daylight. The satellite presentation today, I mean, just been incredible from a science standpoint. The good news for Florida is the westward progression for now of the hurricane has virtually stopped, and there's been more of a west and northwest component than a west and sometimes southwest component that we had last night, and that, I think, is the first subtle sign of a turn that will begin later tonight and will accelerate tomorrow into Wednesday. It is a Cat 4. It's awfully tough for a hurricane to maintain Cat 5 status because the atmosphere has to be perfect. I mean, everything has to play just right for a hurricane to produce 185-mile-an-hour winds that it did yesterday. So weakening makes sense, but this is still a powerhouse storm. It'll move slowly tonight. It'll start drifting west-northwest, northwest, and almost due north by Wednesday. It will parallel our east coast. We talked about this possibility many times last week, and I think this forecast is going to work out. The core of the hurricane is going to come very close to the east coast of Florida, but the bottom line is the state is on the west side of the hurricane, not the east side. You know, when these storms go in the Gulf and kind of ride up to the Big Bend, we're on the bad side, but in this case, we're on the west side. We'll see some gusty winds, especially in Polk and Highlands County, but I think it should be manageable. The storm moves away, and then we'll watch and wait for something else that'll probably pop up in the tropics the next couple of weeks.